In the headlines, Finance Minister says current hardship over new Naira notes temporary. Presidential candidates intensify campaigns as polls draw nearer. Rescue operation continues to save victims of Gwarimpa building collapse. And on the international scene, Sudan, Israel agreed to move forward with normalization of relations. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Now the news in detail. The federal government says the current hardship Nigerians are experiencing while trying to get the new Naira notes is a temporary situation that is needed for the country's economic growth. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said this on Thursday while briefing newsmen at State House, Abuja. Kende Amodu reports.
Scenes of Nigerians on lengthy queues struggling to access new Naira notes have become a worrying but familiar sight in the last week. Most citizens believe the federal government is aloof to the suffering of the people, but the Minister of Finance says this is far from the truth. She's, however, describing the development as transient pain, but a necessary and appropriate policy at this moment to combat corruption. Despite the economic hardships, the Finance Minister is quick to point out that the challenges faced by citizens are not peculiar to Nigeria, as the entire global economy is in shock.
Like most economies across the world, the Nigerian economy is challenged on many fronts. Factors impacting the current economic situation are driven by an interplay of external as well as internal causes, which are manifesting in several ways. So there's a narrowed fiscal space due to lower than anticipated oil revenues and continued expenditure on fuel subsidy. There's also high inflation due to higher fuel prices, rising food import prices, as well as the impact on transportation costs, amongst other factors.
The minister says despite the challenges, her ministry has been able to achieve a lot from the 40 deliverables assigned to it by President Buhari.
So the real GDP growth was surprisingly strong in the third quarter of 2023 due to higher private consumption and investments, easing of supply chain bottlenecks, and declining transportation costs. Global inflation is projected to fall to 8.8% in 2022 and to 6.6% in 2023, and then further down to 4.3% in 2024.
She listed the achievements to include an increase in the non-oil revenue share of total federal government revenues from 30 to 73%, the introduction of the Annual Finance Act, and the launching of the Road Infrastructure Development and Refurbishment Investment Tax Credit Scheme. From State House, Abuja, Kende Amodu, Trust TV News.
Nigerians have continued to lament the scarcity of new Naira notes and the cash withdrawal limit, saying the policy is capable of worsening the economic and security challenges facing the country. Many commercial activities have been grounded as a result of the scarcity of the new Naira notes and the continuous rejection of old ones by the public ahead of the February 10th deadline. Salis Lawang has the report.
The cashless policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria has brought untold hardship to many Nigerians who now sleep at ATM point in order to access cash. These respondents told Trust TV the challenges they encountered before accessing cash, despite spending more than 24 hours on queues.
Kasance a wannan waje tun karfe 5 na asuba, kuma har yanzu ni ban samu namba na ba, balantana ma a ce layi na yanzu.
I've been here since 5 a.m., but up to this moment, I've not been issued a number, let alone joining the queue. Because the rule here is that you must have a number first before joining the queue. I just need some cash to run my family.
Muna can wala saboda yanzu haka nan ko da abincinka ne ya kare a gida, even 5,000 zaka nema sai ka ca wala ta ka zo ka bi layi ko mara lafiya kake da shi.
We are facing a lot of problems. It is terrible because you have money but cannot access it. What type of policy is that? If, for instance, you run out of foodstuffs or come down with any health challenge, How will you address that?
Gaskiya na kwana tun jiya da daddare karfe 10 na zo banki har yanzu misalin karfe 2:09 gaba ɗaya kuɗin da na samu naira 25,000 ne da biyar.
It was a major struggle before I was able to withdraw money. Some stakeholders criticized President Buhari-led government over the policy, saying it was deliberately designed to cut the chances of opposition political parties in accessing cash. Adamawa State SDP gubernatorial candidate Umar Ardo, in an exclusive interview with Trust TV in Yola, also alleged that despite the law imposed on Nigerians on the cash withdrawal limits by the Central Bank of Nigeria, candidates of the ruling party have easy access to cash to run their campaigns.
This is a deliberate policy by the APC administration to destroy opposition and make it impossible for the opposition to prosecute campaign that will unseat them. And I believe very strongly that because the APC government has failed, it doesn't want an opposition to take over from it. Perchance the opposition is going to open up against the atrocities it committed while in office. So it wants to return to power, hook or crook, and by with this intention, they have deliberately created this bottleneck to make sure that oppositions don't get it.
They described the cashless policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria at this period as a calculated plan geared toward worsening the economic development of Nigeria, which according to them is capable of fueling insecurity. From Yola, Silas Lawan, Trust TV News.
In politics, the presidential candidate of the People's Redemption Party, Kola Abiola, says he has the magic wand to turn around the fortunes of Nigeria for good, as well as free her citizenry from the shackles of poverty, lack and want. Abiola gave this assurance in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, during the flag-off of campaign activities in the southwest. The report.
It is the visit of the presidential campaign train of the People's Redemption Party and its team to the ancient city of Ibadan. Leaders of the party say they are determined to make life more rewarding for the ordinary Nigerian. They said that the party has the capacity to reposition the country back to the cornerstone of African development.
We have done it before. We can do it again. We are out to redeem the teeming poor people in Nigeria. Nigeria has become the capital of poverty in the world. We have 122 people that are below the poverty line.
So today, PRP is calling women, all the women, to come out and vote. If you are tired of being in the other room, come out. If you are tired of being only in the kitchen, come out. If you are tired to wait for your husband to come back 1 a.m. because there is no money in the pocket, come and vote PRP.
Other candidates spoke about their plans for the people if given the opportunity to serve.
PRP, it is people first, and that is what we believe we are going to do, and that is what God will give us the capacity to do. I'm very much concerned about education, in which we are talking of quality free education for the primary and the secondary students, while for the tertiary we are talking of the educational loan.
Presidential candidate of the PRP, Kola Abiola, assured that his party would ensure real hope for ordinary Nigerians with a promise to save the citizenry from the current state of hopelessness.
Basically, it's security, infrastructure, agriculture, human rights, education, and more importantly, the issue of true federalism. We are the only party for the past 50 years that has had that as a manifesto item consistently over those periods.
The PRP presidential candidate, Kola Abiola, is the elder son of MKO Abiola, the acclaimed winner of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, which was annulled by the military. The PRP presidential campaign also featured the presentation of flags to representatives of its 716 candidates for elective seats in the forthcoming general elections.
The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has promised to address banditry kidnapping, cattle rustling and terrorism, which have crippled economic activities in Zamfara State if elected as Nigeria's president come February 25. The Labour Party presidential candidate made the pledge while in Gusau when the campaign train stopped over the cap to canvass the votes of electorates ahead of the February 25th and March 11, 2023 general elections. Addressing supporters at the Labour Party presidential rally in Gusau, the presidential candidate, Peter Obi, assured residents that he will tackle the prevailing security challenges, poverty, hunger and unemployment, among others, if given the mandate. He said Nigeria and Zamfara State are facing a myriad of challenges which needs competent and capable leadership to prefer lasting solutions, where he said the party is well prepared and ready to provide that purposeful leadership.
Labour Party! Papa Mama! Papa Mama! Mine is a very simple one. Our job is simple. Our job is to ensure that we build and pull people out of poverty. Our job is to secure you, to ensure that security is Zamfara. Our job is to ensure that you're no longer hungry. To ensure that you go to school, you're provided with a job.
Still in politics, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, on Thursday took his campaign to Osogbo, capital of Osun State, where he assured youths of employment opportunities. Tinubu also assured students of public universities and other higher institutions of learning that they will no longer experience long strikes by ASU or any other union in the education sector. The APC candidate said he will set up industries to create jobs for young Nigerians. Minister of Interior and former governor of the state, Rauf Aregbesola, was absent at the event, where APC leaders in the state said Nigerians will benefit a lot if Tinubu becomes president.
Well, our own in Osun is a double take, very double take. As well, is our cousin. So we expect much. He did well in Lagos. He's going to do well in Nigeria. We are going to benefit federal institutions, agencies, and Federal Medical Center. We are going to get a lot of industries to come to Osun. We are going to open up Osun to industrialization through the Central Bank, through the Bank of Industry, and through the Directorate of Youth Employment.
I want every citizen of Osun to vote en masse for Jagaban, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to be the president of Nigeria come February 25, and we are going to benefit.
The expectation of the party from our people is to come out in large numbers on the 26th of February and cast their votes for our presidential candidate. We are campaigning for him because of his track record, because of his demonstrated capacity in leadership, because of his ability to be able to mobilize the people of this country and all other resources available in this country for the development of this country.
Justice Inyang Eko of the Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission to accept the nominations of candidates of the Labour Party in 24 states of the Federation. The court ordered that the electoral body must accept the list of candidates either manually or through its electronic nomination portal. Delivering judgment, Justice Eko held that INEC violated sections 31, 33 and 36 of the Electoral Act 2022 in rejecting the Labour Party candidates in the affected states on the ground of non-functional of its nomination portal. The 24 states affected by the court ordered are Kwara, Plateau, Nasarawa, Lagos, Kaduna, Oyo, Benue, Bauchi, Ebonyi and Ekiti states. The rest are Katsina, Bayelsa, Niger, Rivers, Sokoto, Akwa Ibom, Gombe, Borno, Osun, Adamawa, and Cross River states, among others. The Labour Party had last year, November, conducted substitution nomination for its candidates who withdrew from the 2023 general elections in the affected states. The withdrawal were communicated to INEC by the national chairman and national secretary of the party, along with notification of October 27 date to conduct substitution nomination primary elections. However, at the point of uploading the fresh candidates' names, INEC claimed that its nomination portal was faulty and declined to accept the list of candidates manually. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Parents seek government's help on children's rescue. Do stay with us.
This is Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
At last, the elections are here. Let's turn out en masse on election day and vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as President of Nigeria for a renewed hope and a better Nigeria. Vote APC, the party that shows a broom.
Media Trust Group, in collaboration with the Center for Democracy and Development, presents the 2023 Kano gubernatorial debate, featuring candidates of 4 major political parties: Nasir Yusuf Gawuna of the APC, Bashir Ishaq Bashir of the Labour Party, Abba Kabir Yusuf of the NMPP, and Muhammad Abacha of the PDP. Date: Saturday, 4th February 2023. Time: 10 a.m. Venue: Bayero University Kano New Site. The event is strictly by invitation and no political supporters are expected at the venue.
I will be there. I will be there.
I will be there. Media partners: Express Radio 90.3 FM, Nasara Radio 98.5 FM, Freedom Radio, and ARTV Kano. The debate will be broadcast live on Trust TV and other channels across the country.
The FCT administration has observed an increase in the influx of street beggars into the city and metropolis. When you give alms directly to street beggars, you encourage this unwholesome practice with its attendant risks to all. Remember, street begging remains banned in the FCT. Residents are encouraged to channel their alms through recognized channels as the churches, mosques, and orphanages. A better approach which still guarantees the reward of your kind gesture, as neither Islam nor Christianity encourages begging. This way, we can rid the city of this menace. To keep Abuja safe is our collective responsibility. Play your part. This message is from the FCT administration.
That's great.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us on Trust News Update, a recap of our stories. We told you that Finance Minister says current hardship over new Naira notes temporary. We also heard that presidential candidate intensifies campaigns as polls draw nearer. Moving to more news, a rescue operation continues after a 3-story commercial complex under construction in the Gwarimpa district of the Federal Capital Territory on Thursday afternoon collapsed, trapping over 50 persons. Emergency response teams dispatched to the area said rescue is still ongoing and will continue until the last victim is out. According to officials, one person is feared dead, while about 20 persons have been so far rescued. Trust TV's Aisha Salihu reports.
It's a sad day for the families of victims trapped under the rubble of a 3-story commercial complex construction site.
A lot of people come work today because we are even lacking some workers like that. So a lot of people come today. We have people that are parking blocked. We have people that are serving us. We have Mercy where we work. So really, we measure sand finish. We start our work. So me, I just come on. I just went out small, make I buy something. So before I know, I hear shout, "Quick!" But see where are they? I don't even go my way coming. I see this building is going down. It just go down automatically.
I was in the market when I got the call about the building collapse and my other brother is trapped in there.
Eyewitnesses say the area where the collapsed building is located has always been known to be a reserved green area, but upon construction, the building was rushed and erected in a short period of time.
When we're working on this building now was raised under 6 months. It's what this building that has collapsed. Every day yes, they build it under 6 months.
Although emergency and safety agencies are working on rescuing the victims trapped under the rubble, building regulatory bodies say investigation will commence immediately to ascertain both the remote and immediate causes of the incident.
You can see what the struggle we are making. The crane is working, all security agencies are around, and other good Samaritans are also around to give a helping hand to see that those who are trapped inside have been rescued.
In this kind of operation, it's usually multi-agency, multi-stakeholders operation. That is why you can find fire here, police, civil defense, road safety, and even some construction companies, because no one agency has all the equipment that is needed to perform this kind of complex operation.
For us to start apportioning blame now, we are going to be distracted in the operation of saving lives. However, at the end of everything, at the end of the exercise, the whole of this area is going to be subjected to what we call integrity tests to make sure all the buildings that are around this area are sound. If it is not that sound, we now stop whatever development is there. If it is so that we bring it down, we bring it down.
Officials assure other residents of their safety, noting that the victims, especially those reportedly trapped under the rubble, would be rescued and stabilized accordingly. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Several persons sustained severe injuries in a violent clash that erupted between two rival cult gangs in a hotel in the Shibiri area of Lagos and extended to Ajangbadi and other adjoining streets. Already, 11 members of the different gangs have been arrested and different weapons used in the fight recovered. Members of a rival gang identified as Aye Confraternity were holding a secret meeting when those from Aye allegedly stormed the hotel to disrupt the meeting. It was gathered that the State Commissioner for Police, Abiodun Alabi, ordered that those arrested should be transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department, Yaba, where they would be interrogated. The CP was also said to have directed that those found not to have anything to do with the fracas should be released immediately. Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hundein could not be reached for further comments. Parents of the remaining 4 pupils abducted from the local government education authority primary school Al-Waza in Doma local government area of Nasarawa State are appealing to the state government and security agencies to do everything within their powers to ensure the release of the 4 pupils unhurt. Trust TV had reported that gunmen invaded the school and abducted 6 of the pupils to an unknown destination, but the police and other sister agencies were able to rescue 2 of the pupils. The report.
Following the release of 2 out of the 6 kidnapped pupils, the remaining 4 have remained with their captors, leaving their parents in agony. They are, however, positive that the efforts of law enforcement agencies would be fruitful in no distant future to ensure the release of their children and urge them to intensify search efforts.
When I was coming from farm, I heard that my children was kidnapped here in primary school in Alwaza here. I was very disturbed, and I even ran to the bush. I could not find them. I could not find them together with some army and policemen. And immediately the state government complied. They came to the school and confirmed what is happening. In fact, I am appealing to the state government and pleading them to help me and confirm and verify and look for where these children are and bring them.
What happened to my boy yesterday? We sleep night as we wake up morning. The 2 boys was playing with their father on top of the bed. I tell their father to pursue them outside so that they're going to school. I saw me with my boy day yesterday. Nothing happened to my boy. And I saw my mother-in-law, she was crying. She said Dominion was lost in his school. I said, what happened to my boy? Since yesterday, I with my husband, we cannot eat, we cannot drink. Please, we are begging people to save our life.
The Arzen Alwaza, who spoke through the Sarkin Dawaki of Alwaza community, Ayuba Jato, described the incident as unfortunate and pledged to support security persons in their quest to rescue the remaining pupils.
It was yesterday in the morning, around 8:15 in the morning, when the pupils were in the school. We saw them running, coming home. They reported to us that unknown gunmen entered the school with 3 new bajak. They veiled their faces with masks. So as they were threatening them, some of the teachers, they flew away, including the children. So the kidnappers caught 6 people out of the population. Up to now, we tried in order to see where they are. We are yet to hear information. And we even thank the Nasarawa state government for coming to our aid.
Meanwhile, a top military officer who pleaded anonymity told Trust TV that efforts have been intensified by 4 Special Forces Command, Doma Barracks, to ensure that the remaining 4 pupils are rescued unhurt.
On the foreign scene, Israel's Foreign Minister Eli Cohen says Israel expects to fully normalize ties with Sudan sometime later this year after returning from a lightning diplomatic mission to Sudanese capital. The foreign minister disclosed this after a one-day trip to Khartoum that included high-level meetings with military leaders, including Sudan's ruling general Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, who led a coup that overturned the country's transitional government in 2021. And with this, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Thanks for watching.